Hello and welcome to the PC Security channel. Today I'll be testing Baidu Antivirus 2015 as requested by themselves. So first of all, let's take a look at their improvements. As stated to me in this email, they have decreased RAM usage significantly, improved their UI, increased stability, added a sandbox and more languages, a malicious plugin cleaner, and greatly improved their scan speeds. So, the first thing we can notice is the user interface, and they have got custom backgrounds, which is kind of fancy. They have a pretty good choice of backgrounds as far as I've noticed. Some of them really look pretty neat. But Baidu, if you're listening, you're not going to get any extra points for this. Anyway, jokes apart, let's make sure that this product is up to date. And it is. Now I really like that this product has an offline engine and a cloud engine. So it's a nice combination, so you're not left entirely stranded if you're not connected to the internet. Now resource usage was another thing they mentioned, and if we take a look, he uses around 40 to 45 megs of memory, which is not a concern. Now the thing I am more concerned about is CPU usage, and as far as I've seen, it hasn't slowed down the system much at all. So I'm happy with the resource usage so far. We'll see if we encounter any issues during the test. So now let's open up the product again and take a look at the features that they provide. Now as far as scan, file protection, these are kind of expected. This is real-time protection. You've got a few settings here, nothing too special. And download protection, USB protection, and this is the interesting part, proactive defense. And by default, this is what you have. Enable proactive defense, and you can actually get detailed settings, registry protection, driver protection, critical system location protection. So this is kind of an intrusion prevention system. So I'm happy to see this in here. Now alert more suspicious behavior. So this is a more sensitive setting, I guess. And I guess I'll turn it on for this test and see how this product performs. Now, apart from that, it's pretty much basic stuff. Now you get to select your engine because this is a multi-engine AV, so you can choose whether or not you want to use the Avira engine. And looking at the resource usage, I would definitely recommend that you do, because that offline protection is definitely going to come in handy. And it doesn't slow down the system much anyway. So now that the product is ready, well, let's get testing. So first, as usual, I have my links. I've got 10 links here. They're all pretty recent. So we're going to try them out and see if this product can protect us. So the first link is probably dead. That's a bad start. Let's try the second one. Whoa. 2 dead links. That's code red alert. We want malware. We don't want dead links. Come on. So here's our first piece of malware. Don't worry, I'll get a couple of more links. So this is a fake Java update. 2016.exe. So wow, we're getting updates from the future. Time travel is now possible. And, oh no. My time travel plans are just ruined because this is just malware and Baidu blocked it. Whoops. Anyway, let's continue. So here's the next threat. This website was blocked, so now they have web blocker. That's nice. I like that. Don't see too many good products that have all the 3 aspects, that is web blocking, signature protection, and zero-day protection. Ideally, I want all 3 of them, even in a free product. So it's good to see that we're getting that over here. Of course, we haven't tested it This is interesting. So I had to restart my browser. Anyway, let's proceed. This page is blocked. So we shall head over to the next one. Too many dead links. This one is blocked as well. I was hoping I'd get some solar power from the internet. Doesn't seem like that's gonna work. Okay, once again, this page is also blocked. Let's try the last two links and then I'll get a few more. This one seems to be blocked again. And once again, blocked. So, pretty good web filtering so far. But, you know, the fact that some of them are dead doesn't go too well for the links. So I'm going to get a few more so that we can make sure that, you know, this product is actually doing its job. Alright, so I'll be right back. Alright, don't worry people, we have more malware to the rescue. So let's quickly go ahead and go through these. This one's being scanned and it's caught. So that takes care of that. Let's try the next link. Let's try running this. Don't even know what's the size of this file. And Baidu claims it is safe. So let's go ahead and open it. Interesting. Don't know what that did. Let's try the last file. This one was blocked. So there you go. 10 links. Now I'm going to run just a Hetman Pro scan on this system. It doesn't look like anything went through apart from that single file, and I don't seem to be able to find it in memory as far as I can see. Well, maybe it is. There you go. It is there in memory. So what I'm going to do is I'm gonna try to verify whether or not this is a malicious file, and then we'll proceed to the next part of the test. Our little process here is unknown to kill switch and is detected as a Trojan by Hetman Pro. It looks like now it's, Baidu is asking me some question regarding this program. It is their intrusion prevention. So default is allow. I'm going to reject that. So that's kind of weird because the default is allow. So I guess a normal user would have probably hit the allow button. Maybe I should have done that too. It turns out it opens something called Rising installation program. Now Rising is a legitimate AV product. I think that's what maybe it's trying to install in the background. This is interesting. So, getting back to our results, this is detected as a Trojan by Kaspersky. And, well, I was not convinced whether or not this was a threat, so I just uploaded it to VirusTool, and it turns out it only has 4 detections as of now. And they are GData, which detects it as an adware bundler, and Kaspersky, Trojan downloader, Norman downloader, and the vast majority of engines still think it is clean. So I cannot be sure whether or not this is malicious. To me it looks like even if it is malicious, it is some kind of adware. So I'm going to give Baidu a pass over here. I'm not going to consider this, as a full miss. Well, keep the system running. I'm not going to interfere with the malware's installation process apart from that little reject that I did over there. and we'll see if we have any major consequences in the future. And whether or not it affects the security of the system, we'll see during our scans towards the end of this test. So let us continue. Now I have to disable the real-time protection. I'm gonna do that for an hour, and then we can grab our malware. Now, in order to demonstrate that my malware collection skills have not become rusty, I have got a ton of malware today. So I believe we have something like 917 items. So we're going to scan all of those baddies, and we'll see how many, the Avira plus Baidu engines can catch. So it's wartime. Now somehow this background reminds me of Mass Effect. Rings a bell to anyone? Well, if it does, let me know in the comments. Okay, we're almost done here. So, plenty of malware here. Now, as you can see, 917 items. So, that's a ton of stuff. Let's go ahead and do a right-click scan. This should give us a pretty accurate calculation of the detection ratio. Some of these files are from yesterday, some of them from a couple of days ago, so it's kind of the perfect selection that I'd like to test ideally. Every time I don't get the chance to, get the best samples, but this time it should be a good collection. I will be expecting moderate to high detection rates. Let's see how many Baidu can find. So it's found a ton of stuff. Let me go ahead and I'm not going to repair because that might change the way I calculate the detection rate, but well, it doesn't seem to be giving me too many options here. So it kind of chooses for itself repair or delete. Now here's something that I do not like. I'd like them to have some more clear options like quarantine, repair, delete if repair means actually, cleaning the file or whatever. I would like them to make that more clear, and I definitely want them to have one option in order to apply, action to multiple threats. This kind of basic UI stuff. So while they have this nice neat background, if they don't have this basic functionality, that is not helping. So I definitely want some improvements here in the malware removal procedure. But for the moment, I'm just gonna do what it recommends me to do, that is, select all and resolve. So I'm gonna wait for the removal process to complete. I hope this doesn't take forever, like the free forever banner over here. No, it actually seems to be pretty fast. So I'll just pause the video and I'll be right back when it's done. Now welcome back after cleaning all the threats that it claimed to have found. We are left with 286 items. Now that's a lot, and that gives us a detection ratio of 68.8%, which is not that good. To be honest, it's not good at all, to be for having the Avira engine, because I'm pretty sure Avira would manage a detection rate of over 80 at least. So this is not impressive. It is probably something to do with their engine integration. I'm not sure if they're using the complete signature set for the scan, but whatever it is, I don't know. It's definitely not the best detection rate. And to verify that these files are actually malicious and were not just leftover clean files or something like that, I actually did a Hetman Pro scan, and as you can see, it detects a ton of more stuff than what it claimed to have left. Anyway, so I'm going to count this as the final detection ratio. So now is the interesting part where we actually get to test their zero-day protection. I'm going to turn the real-time protection back on. Let's see if that helps us detect any more threats. As you can see, our PC is safe, Now the battle starts. So I'm gonna run these malware samples and we'll see if Baidu can actually protect us. We have got the most aggressive zero-day protection available to us set up over here. Let me just show you once again. Alert more suspicious behaviors. Now I forgot to mention they also have a little toolbox with lots of different tools for system repair and all kinds of stuff, ad blocking, network repair, and they also have a sandbox. And you can drag and drop files and run them over here, but it's not automatic, so that doesn't get me too excited. But anyway, let's get started with our zero-day test. First, remove successfully. Let's try the next file, the next one more. Once again, virus removed successfully, so some of these are being detected upon execution. Now if it does pretty well here, I'm not going to blame it for the poor detection rate. So ultimately what we want to make sure is that the system does not get infected. This is interesting. This is very interesting indeed. So, wow. What just happened? It looks like that malware just, I don't know what it did. It just got rid of this whole folder. Let's see. Let's make sure it's not just hidden. Okay, so it did actually get rid of the folder. That is very interesting. So what was that? A mass deleter? It just obliterated everything. That is annihilation. This is not fair. Now how am I going to get my samples back? Oh no, malware. What are you doing? Let's go ahead and scan immediately with Hitman Pro. Let's just run CCleaner. Let's see what exactly happened here. I'm really confused. Why would you do that? Kill all your friend malware. I'm pretty sure there's stuff going on in the background. That's for sure. Let's see if Hitman Pro can detect something here. This is the same one. Hitman Pro got minimized, not terminated, which is what I thought at first. These are all, just temp files, but where's the real deal? Where's the malware that, just deleted everything and got me into this mess? Doesn't look like Hitman Pro is detecting any of it. So it's just temp file. So what I'm going to do is this is all, basically part of this one adware installer or something. So this is not what we're after. So what I'm going to do right now is I have to get my files back, and I'll have to do the scan all over again so that we can get our leftovers and start the zero-day test again from scratch, because this is not fair. The malware is, killing itself. Self-destruction. That's not allowed. It has to be Baidu that stops it. So anyway, I'm just going to, pause this video, get this whole situation sorted out, get to the whole beginning, and I'm not going to run that file again. Alright, we're back to the previous situation. Meanwhile, I also realized that the Chinese file was a piece of adware. Now, it's still doing stuff, and I'm recommended to reject this. So that is what I'm going to do. Now, meanwhile, I've gotten through the removal process again, and now I'm going to execute these files again. So this is a continuation of the zero-day test. Seems like we've got a ton of these Adobe helper files. Let me just skip them and go to something more interesting, hopefully. Now I'm kind of feeling the system slowing down. as we're running some of these. Don't know if it's the malware or something else. Now that looked like some adware installer. I do definitely see some stuff happening. Now many of these are not working because this is, I guess, Windows 8 64-bit. Uh-oh, here's something I just noticed. My network is limited. Now something wants to modify my security center settings and the default action is allow. That's a shocker. Come on. This no way. You have to reject by default. And even if you say block by default, I know some users who are actually going to allow it, but and the reject is actually on a drop down. It's not even, a different button. So but a novice user wouldn't, which is why I'm clicking allow. This is some fake kind of paint. Now let's run a few more. Definitely not happy with their alert system, because these things should not be allowed. Once again, a registry key modification, and just look at that process name. I mean, that just gives it away. I know anyone can know this is malware, anyone who's experienced enough, but the program apparently doesn't, because it's telling me to allow it. And that's automatically applied after a few seconds. So even if I don't do anything or I just leave the computer running, it is going to allow it. So that is definitely something I'm not happy with. Once again, new startup items. Allow. Great. Okay, finally I'm seeing a reject alert. So they have color coding, which is nice, that it's red for surely malicious, this orange for, maybe medium threats, but first thing I'd recommend is having allow and reject as two separate buttons, and the next thing is, if the program is unsure, it shouldn't apply the allow action automatically like it's doing right now. Now it looks like my internet has disconnected as well, but it's there on my host machine, so this is weird. I'll try to get it back up and we'll see what's going on. Alright, the internet came back up, but I wanted you to see this. The system just rebooted by itself, so that is definitely not a good thing. Now I know I'm using the word definitely too many times here, but that's what it is. This is just bad stuff. The zero-day protection part is turning out to be a nightmare. We have plenty of threats on the system, and even if we have alerts popping up, by default they're just allowed. Now it's detecting some stuff with its signatures. Let's continue and run a few more of these, and then we're just gonna stop this test and look at the end results. Virus detected. So it looks like the malicious payload attached to this file was caught and removed, which is a good thing. This one was caught by the signatures. Then we can do our post-mortem of this whole test, and we'll give a final verdict to Baidu. So I'll be right back after the whole process, and I guess I'll be back with the second opinion scan results. Well, I didn't even think that multiple scans were necessary. Just a simple restart and Hitman Pro scan reveals a ton of stuff. Now we've got this, which was there in the link test, but apart from that, is an absolute disaster. We've got several DLL files, we've got files in Windows folder, which is definitely not a good thing, and we have got, things pretty much everywhere. Lots of stuff in Windows, system, and these are all major infections. These are all Trojans, ransomware, and even we could see that. We don't even need the results, because the program itself would show me actions that I can clearly see are malicious, but the default action turned out to be allow somehow, which is why we have so many threats present in the system, and many of these are even active, as you can see. So when it comes to the zero-day test, it is definitely a failure. Now, I hate to say it, but that's just the way it is. As good as this product may look from the outside, it doesn't work out completely as intended. Not right now. The pros, well, the link test went pretty well, and I was reasonably satisfied with the resource usage. So I guess this is a nice product maybe to add to your current protection in order to improve the scenario or to give you that extra layer of protection. But as a standalone product, I don't think it is ready yet. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review. I hope this review is useful.